What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B-Hop Radio shouting. Hey, man, I got my A-Town family legend icon himself, DJ Toomp in the building. And today, we kicking major flavor with a super producer. A guy that's tearing up the streets as we speak right now, Mr. Hanky. What's good with it, boss?
Man, what's happening, man? I'm happy to be here with two legends, man. A-Town in the building, for real.
I mean, Hanky, we got to get straight to it, man.
First of all, you coming in here looking like straight money, man.
Hey,
you know,
man.
Oh, some Hanky.
Looking good,
Hey,
boy.
man, appreciate it. I just left a photo shoot with this new clothing line called St. Perry.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's zebra hitting now.
Hey, man, appreciate it, man. It's a black owned, too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to.
St.
I
Perry.
definitely need to get them.
Yeah, they dope.
So not only does Hit Records bring the money, it brings the endorsements and the photo shoots along with it.
Yeah, all that.
I mean, talk to me about just getting your photo shoot on in this thing, having to let the fly hang out.
Oh, man, it's just crazy. So many brands reaching out. And it's crazy. It's like, you know, you go from paying for all this shit, and then now they just like, hey, we want you to come do a shoot, and here go whatever you need and a check. You know what I'm saying?
Come on now.
So, yeah.
And keep in mind too, you really get those type of that type of sponsorship when you're a real visible type person. Because I see you on Instagram a lot.
Bro, I had to learn. I had to
Yeah.
learn, man.
You-
Like, you
you-
know,
yeah.
I was behind the scenes for so long, man, and
There you go. You ain't gonna get it being behind the
yeah,
scenes.
that
Come
ain't
on
it
now.
no more, man. That's crazy, you know. So it's a lesson I had to learn, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm out here.
Yeah,
What
I ain't
was it
gonna
that
lie.
made you step out from behind the scene, though?
Oh man, it's just crazy, man. You know, like as producers, a lot of times, you know, we're the last ones mentioned, or you know, like they give shout outs to everybody, the stylists, the hairstylists, the nail technicians. I mean, they at them and all this stuff. And it's like, oh
Don't
yeah.
know who made the track.
You know what I'm saying? Who made the track? Who wrote the track? It's crazy, you know what I'm saying? So I had to change the narrative, you know what I mean?
I can definitely dig that. Now, I mean, right now, that twerkulator's going damn crazy on the radio as we speak, Hanky.
Yeah, man.
I mean, take me step by step with that banger right there, man. How did that song come about? Was you at a Yeek festival somewhere in the A-Town and said, you know what, I need to bring this to 2021? What the hell happened?
Honestly, man, it came from, you know, shout out to Toomp and all the other legends that came before me. And I was just noticing, like, it was like, yeah, man, like, it's kind of stale right now. And everybody beats were sounding the same, the songs were the same and everything. I said, let me just try something different, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it worked, you know what I'm saying? The same thing happened with Duval and all the other records. I'm just trying to, I know stuff that people like, but let's just do it a little different way, you know what I'm saying?
Getting the city girls on that thing, though, man. Watching them girls go crazy, already knowing that they had their wave and they vibe rolling already, and you was just knowing that you had that hit single on them. What was that like?
It was crazy, man. Like even how it came about, you know, it wasn't necessarily the traditional way of how, you might do it. You know, sometimes you might know somebody that might know the artist.
Yeah.
And that just might be going in there. You just got to shoot that shot and see what happened. And that's literally what happened. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no, you know.
Okay, so that's a beat you already had in your library.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Beat.
How long you had it before it got placed? that's a,
So I did, yeah. So you already know.
Yeah.
That shout out to all the producers. Ain't no such thing as a throwaway beat, man.
thank you.
Let's see. I did that beat in 2016. Right after the California, On the Way, the Living by Best Life beat. I did all those beats in the same like month span. You know what I'm saying? So it was just sitting there, and it's a matter of placing it with the right artist, the right situation. Timing is everything.
And what's crazy that you had the balls to reach into that BPM. Just think. See, a lot of people try to make songs around a BPM of everything that's in the top 100.
All right, now.
That up tempo,
Yeah.
that's usually like in that dance music, but we haven't seen that in rap in a while. So yeah, from you bringing that, like you say, that's something that's been sitting in your library, and boom, and they done fell in love with it like it was just fresh bread. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
I mean, it's crazy. It definitely was a risky move, man. But you know, like you can attest to it. Like, and I grew up around College Park and all them. First thing I know, like, you know, they always taught me was like, you can't be successful being safe, you know, type shit. You just can't do that. And everything that's been successful, you know, from the records you put out to anybody else, it's always went against what was going on. You know what I'm saying? So I said, let's shoot my shot and see what happened.
Against the grain always works, man. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Well, you're not new to a smash hit, so I mean, what is the wave on this hit versus the wave of the other hits, man?
I mean, just like I said, you just got to keep shooting your shot, man. And don't be scared, you know. And really take that chance, you know.
I'm talking about the TikToks. I'm talking about the Instagrams. I'm talking about the song popping up every damn way again, man.
Yeah, it was that same type of thing, like that same energy. Like, shout out to City Girls and Slab. You know, he's one of the writers on the record, and it's like, yeah, Slab, good dude, man. But it was one of those things like everybody just kind of, you know, tried it. You know, it was a concept. We just tried it, and it wasn't no, you know, these big, you know, I see all these focus groups and these big writer camps, nothing against them, but it wasn't that. It wasn't even that serious. You know what I'm saying? It was just a vibe.
Yeah.
And we all tried to see how it came out.
For the people who don't know who Slab is, that's Deuce Poppy. He used to be with Rick Ross and the whole out of Miami. Matter of fact, that's my cousin. We on my mom's side. Me and Slab are related.
Are you serious?
Yeah, our granddads are cousins.
Hell no.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's my dog.
Yeah,
see,
Deuce
it all
Poppy,
makes
if
sense.
y'all don't know who Slab is,
That's hard. That's hard.
So
when you talk about that time, though, when you said that you produced all of those records back in 2016, what zone were you in at that time? And did you feel like all of those records was going to take off in their own right or what?
yeah, I knew they was gonna take off eventually because they was all, you know, classics, but with a new twist on them. You know what I'm saying? And it's really just like you can attest, like, you know, we all got records. We got stuff that been on the hard drive since 2013, probably more. But if it's not, you know, it's not old to the world, it's still brand new. You know what I'm saying? So it was fresh, and especially coming with them. You know, they so full of energy. They the vibe now. They had the whole world saying period.
Facts.
A word that's been around forever. With a T at the end of that
Period.
motherfucker. So, you know what I'm saying? They had men and women saying it. You know, it's just crazy. So I knew if anybody could pull it off, it would be them.
Yeah. Answer me this, though. How do you make sure that your sound is still now, or are you just so damn creative that it doesn't matter when you drop these records, they going to hit because they're totally different from what's going on?
That's good, man. That's a good question. I'll be outside, man. Just noticing, you know, what everybody doing, from the young, super young to the super old, to everybody. And I just noticed, like, ain't nobody having fun no more.
Yeah.
We all just popping bottles, and it's the status quo now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really that type of thing to where ain't nobody partying no more.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody having fun. Everybody's so cool.
I think your song could definitely get people off the couch, man. Those folks think, you know, they want to stand on the couch on the VIP all night, bro.
All night.
You're not gonna dance with nobody.
Nobody.
So it's like, so that up tempo, that gets people back in a dancing mood too. So I hope that get people dancing again.
Yeah, man. I got a couple of other records like that same tempo coming out. I did one with I got one with Travis Porter and Erica Banks coming out soon.
It's gonna be crazy.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
See, we got, okay, so it's a Hanky Summer. Is that what's going on here?
Yes, it is.
And I did a Summer Walker remix to White Tea on that same type of vibe.
Ooh.
So we putting that out soon. You know, just trying to get people back to partying. Like, it's been missing for years.
This question goes to both of my producer partners in this thing, though, man. When it comes to the music and the ATL and the dance and the party scene, man, how important do you think it is to reinvigorate that and keep that culture going at the same time? Because, I mean, I really feel like that's what built Atlanta, and that's what keeps it a place that people want to come to.
I mean, you just said it, man. That was what made Atlanta. All the bottle popping and couch standing on couches, they ain't what made Atlanta.
Yeah.
Freaknik made Atlanta. From the 80s with Shy D. You know,
Kilo, Raheem the Dreams, long list of them.
You know what I'm saying? And those people was coming from up north, hearing this music and seeing the girls go crazy to it, and it made them like it. And, you know, we was drinking blue motherfuckers before we was popping bottles. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
We weren't popping no bottles. We weren't doing that.
Exactly.
And it
Give me
just
a
became
picture of
so
that
commercial.
thing.
Yeah.
Coming out of Southern University with that thing, though, man, what did that band experience play into your production moving forward?
Oh man, going to Southern University playing the Human Jukebox was everything because honestly, me being from here, you know, we had decent bands here in Atlanta, but Southern Human Jukebox just on a whole nother level. And me being a trumpet player, that's just where you want to be. That's where they measure as far as black college, really collegiate bands. And I was exposed to New Orleans bounce. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Wild Wayne, KLC, Moby Dick.
Yes, sir.
All them guys with,
Beats by
you
the
know what I'm
Bound.
saying? And Moby Dick played in this other band in '84.
Facts.
I heard that he was a musician.
Yeah.
He's cold.
So I was exposed to a whole nother type of twerking party music that I had never heard before. You know what I'm saying? Then I met people from Houston, you know, because it's in Louisiana, so it's like in the middle of the country. Almost.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So my boy Super Mike, cool DJ Super Mike, he's from St. Louis, but he was like the #1 DJ in Baton Rouge to this day. So he would have his flavor. So me being a DJ as well during that time, I got to understand what it took to get these group of people moving, get these people what they like. You know what I'm saying? So you just kind of apply it to now, and it's perfect.
Exactly.
You know what, man? When you have all those attributes in one human, man, it's really hard for you not to be successful.
Yeah.
DJ, a musician, you know what I mean? Because it's like it's only a few instruments that most producers, big name producers, could play. Not a lot of them can't even play any type of instrument, but maybe the drum machine.
Man, that's a whole nother conversation.
Have you ever thought about putting some of that some of your trumpet, horn work back in some of your music?
Oh, definitely, man. Me and Moby Dick been talking about a couple of things. Even doing some stuff with the band, Southern University band with David Banner.
Yes.
That's in the works right now.
Yeah.
So
Please
definitely
reach into that bag, man. I promise you that will. I think that'll change a lot of things.
Yeah, man.
In a great way.
Yeah, exactly. So. And I think that's just what we got to do, man. You know?
Talk to me about producing samples versus just straight up creativity without the sample. What is that like for you? Because with you being an instrumentalist at the same time, what do you feel like you really get your rhythm off on? Is it the sample? You like, okay, let me just go ahead and recreate this hit and keep it moving, or when you just in there doing what you do?
Oh, it's a little both, man. Like even everything I've ever sampled, it still had a lot of me into it as well. So necessarily wasn't just a chop or whatnot.
Yeah.
And the musician side of me said, yeah, I want to play this and that third, but a lot of times, like when I did California, like we replayed it, I replayed it, but it's still, you can't recreate a vibe. You know what I'm saying? Frankie Beverly Mays.
So on that bridge, that's when the sample came back in, right? Da 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 da. Right?
You get it. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's hard to just do that.
Feel that.
It just the way them horns was hit, like you can't recreate it. There's no program alive that you can. Trust me, I tried, bro. It's not possible.
So have I.
Yeah, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to keep in mind, back in them days, them guys, they weren't playing on a metronome. No. It was all feeling.
Yeah.
And you don't realize it till you try to go chop one of them samples off. Like, it be off and on.
Wow.
So you got to go back in and, make it on.
Check this out, Hanky. Could you explain, without taking too much time, of the difference? Because you got some producers now who feel like, I don't want to sample because they take your publishing. Like, I feel there's no problem sharing your publisher. Can you explain to these young cats, for the ones who are scared to sample, you know what I mean? Can you please break some of the numbers down for them so they'll
this was
understand?
Crazy. They'll say that shit and then they'll still do a record. They'll produce a record with 4, 5, 6 other producers on it.
Yeah, you still split it.
It's still the same thing.
Yeah.
Damn.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you go look at it. They co-produce. They got 3, 4 people. They got a loop. Somebody that made the loop, they want something. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have no problem with it because at the end of the day, if it's a hit, if I'm doing a sample and they got Frankie Beverly Mays with it, or like when I did Living My Best Life, just Tony with the On the Way record.
Yeah,
it's the same thing, but you splitting it with a legend who already got a fan base. You go get their fan base. You go get the new people, the old people, and it's just a bigger record.
And if you want to sample their record again, it wouldn't be no problem because they loving you already.
Come on now.
The fire back in there. You got envelopes coming to the house again, right?
Come on now. It's that simple. Now it's like, they like, hey man, whatever you want to use. I mean.
Oh, did you try this one? They hit you like that now?
Yeah, it's like, okay, what you want to use, and then you can kind of, at that point, you've proven yourself, you made sure they had a great Christmas. And now you're like, hey bro,
I love the way you put that.
my Christmas was good, but it ain't as good as yours. But so can we work on that? And they be like, yeah, cool, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I've had certain people that like, hey man, I'm gonna just give you my Pro Tools session. I'm gonna give you the masters to it.
We need to talk.
Yeah, so I'd rather do it that way with, that thing, deal with their loops or their situation.
Yeah.
And it makes sense.
And it's something that you already like and familiar with, and just out of respect of being a musician.
Yeah, and the thing about it, like what most musicians don't understand, there's only so many ways you could put a song together and it sounds good. There's only so many chord progressions, so many melodies. So there have been times where I didn't think I was sampling, and they hit me like, "Oh yeah, you got a piece of this song that I ain't never heard of before."
Damn.
So I was like, you know what? And honestly, the whole sampling thing, it wasn't intentional. I was just trying to do something different for Colonel Loud,
Right.
and it picked up.
Yeah, that was a big record.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was just trying to not give him the usual trap song talking about weed. I was like, let's talk about California. People already think it's about that.
But see, the beautiful thing about it is
hard.
that you can sample and you still have original tracks like, Walk Around the Club.
Right.
Like that's, like, so when you can prove that you can sample and you can create an original joint, come on, man, it's a well-balanced position to be in, bro.
Exactly.
So you living around here, man.
I appreciate it, man. That's big coming for you, bro.
Yeah.
Because like at the end of the day, it's not, the main thing I've done. Is just, that's what's going on. That's what they want for right now.
Yeah.
You feel me? So, like I got another record coming out with Freaky Boulevard, the Oh Yeah record.
Yeah.
Just redid that one. We got Erica Banks and Beat King on. No samples on.
Oh
God,
my
BK once
God.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another tour.
So y'all about to take Freaky up out of here.
Come on, man.
What up, though,
on, man.
Freaky?
Come on,
That's
man.
gonna be hard.
And then I got my single coming out with Erica again.
Yeah.
Shout out to Erica Banks, whole 1501. They've been showing love.
Yes, sir.
Hold on now. You got to explain that when you say your single.
Yeah, talk
Let's
to
be
us,
clear
Freaky.
about that.
Talk
What
to
you
us.
got
So,
going on?
I'm putting out my own records featuring artists that I'm working with. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Like we talked about changing the narrative.
Yes.
That's what we got to do.
Now you
know?
got the handlebars. You
Come on, man.
Yeah,
I ain't got to worry about, when we go to these interviews, not being mentioned in the stuff. Not being a part of that endorsement deal.
Yeah.
We kind of taking it, by our own,
But I'm gonna tell you, if I don't know if you remember, I was trying to, still am. I'm on a mission to push a law to where even when they perform your songs, it's gonna show up and register somewhere to where, you know what I mean, in your publishing. That's what I've been trying to work lately.
Yeah.
To
It's
get
needed.
something, to where when artists perform a song, whoever wrote that song and produced it, they should get something whenever you perform that song on stage. Some type of royalty should come to your house every
I'm
time.
with you.
Yeah.
So that way you really have control of the game, because you might give them a hit record and they feel like, hey, well, Hank ain't got to be here, but I can go perform this somewhere. Well, you still should be able to get your residuals when they touch stage and if they paid to perform that song.
It's the craziest thing ever, because like you say, you'll do songs with artists, they making $175,000, $200,000 a show, and we don't get a dime of that. That's crazy.
Management eat before you, the DJ, the van driver, security guard,
Everybody.
the show promoter, the club that's having the after party. They might make about $100,000 that night off of your song.
Off of your song that you created.
That's why that shit is so necessary.
I'm here for that.
Yeah,
I'm here
man.
for that.
No, that's great, bro.
Yeah, man. So I'm here with you in that fight, man. Whatever you need from me.
Okay, I got you.
Push the narrative
Keep you
forward.
informed.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Another question though, Hanky. I need to know that time that you was in the studio having that session and you was in a zone and you realized that magic was happening in there. With all of them hits that you got, how did you know that it was going down, or did you even know?
I know because, like I said, I be outside a lot, and I kind of know the vibes, kind of know, what the younger generation listen to, the older ones, and all that stuff. So I kind of know what to work, and in the days, no shade to the DJs these days, but they're not really. You got to make a record so different, but safe enough that the DJs don't feel. DJs ain't taking that many chances on records these days.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they got
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? It's not their fault, because they got to deal with the club promoter. The club promoter done took some money from this artist, and they told him it's their single release party, and the song is terrible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he got the club owner saying keep the party going, keep the party, and they ain't even talked about it. So the club promoter running a little play, and the DJ is caught in the middle.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of meet it in the middle to try to make it work. So I know a lot of times a lot of things can work, but it's just a matter of all these different variables gotta make sense at the same time.
Yes, sir. Question for both of y'all though, man.
What's up?
Has there ever been a track that y'all produced that you knew it was going to fuck down, and then you got that track back, and a nigga went in there and fucked it all the way up?
I'm gonna let you do that one first.
Woo! You just knew that track was
I'm
crazy.
gonna tell you,
Hit that mic to him because they need to hear this one.
yeah, it was a song. Well, y'all familiar with the song? What you know about that? T.I.
Yeah.
Our biggest T.I. record ever. Benzino and Baby had that track earlier before, and they were really upset the fact that I decided to let Clifford Harris get that track.
Yeah.
It was because I wasn't happy of what they did to it, and I was like, yo, it can go a lot further if my guy get on this track. Benzino at that time, it was more like, oh man, I could put you in the Source magazine. I'm like, bro, I hear you, and that's my guy. Benzino's still my guy, but I was like, oh man, I don't like what y'all did with that, and I know what this track is. You know what I mean? I'm not just gonna let it go like that. Whew. But yeah, you can answer it without shitting on anybody. Though.
Yeah. I had to see how you gonna play it first, so I'm gonna spin off of that. There've been several, man. Honestly, especially in today's time, because it's so many rappers now. You know what they call it, doing music.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many people that do music nowadays. So you really got to be
doing the music thing.
Yeah, I'm doing the music thing. Fuck with me. No.
Yeah. I hate when they do that shit.
Yeah. So it's just like it's so many I can't even think of. But yeah, somebody did have the twerkulated track for about 10 days. That same, and I was like, nah, that ain't it, bro. It's like, send the stems. I was like, nah, bro. I don't even know where they at.
Yeah. Thank you, bro.
I had to play that role, but yeah, it's definitely that type of thing.
Wow.
Now this question, what about that track that you dropped that somebody took to a whole nother level that you didn't even imagine that track could go? What was that experience like, and who did that for y'all?
For me, it would definitely be Duval. Because that whole thing started off like literally we were just, he came in to do an intro for another song with Hollywood Baby and Zero. He was going to do the intro, and we were just in there chilling. He's like, man, I need a song for this skit I've been doing on Instagram. And initially, he just did Smile Bitch for like 4 minutes straight. There was no living my best. Like, that's it. For 4 minutes straight, and he was
Rolling
vibing.
Powell.
Yes, the Rolling Powell, ladies and gentlemen. And I was like, hey, man, let me get that session, like kind of chop it up, see what we can do here. He put the intro on it, and that was it. And he sent it off to Snoop. And I was like, okay, cool. And Snoop sent it back, and I was like, I thought he was just going to do a verse. I didn't know Snoop was going to fill in the hook as well. And then from that point, it went from being like, us just messing around to like in about 2 weeks. And then he added the living my best life part to it. I was like, hey, man, I don't know if you know, but this is like,
out of here.
this is something.
How did you feel when you found out Snoop was on there? Like, that's one of my top. He my top bucket list of artists.
I
like
mean,
Snoop.
it one of them things, man. Like we were just, vibing, and it just went from a vibe. We smoking on a little J and just chilling, and he's like, I'm gonna send it to Snoop. I was like, okay, cool. And Snoop sent it back like a week and a half later, and it was like, damn, this is really happening.
It's out of here.
And then he put that living my best life part on there after that, and I was like, hold on, what is that? He was like, man, this is how I feel. I said, that need to go in the front of the song. That's what we need to name it. And then he put Ball Greasy in.
Produces shit.
Yeah. It was like really putting a record together, and I learned that from, people like you, College Park, and everything. When I first started, I just thought producing was just making a beat. The beat hard, okay, cool, but putting the actual record together, that's where it's at.
You know what? Colin Park, one of the first people I heard really just yelling your name, man. He was really co-signing you. Like, man, I gotta. So, what? Do you sign under him? What was it? Y'all just homies?
Oh no, I definitely signed under him. This was like 2006, 2007.
Yeah.
And even though the contract expired, like we still rock.
Still rock.
Way,
that's beautiful, man.
So yeah, that's still.
Yeah, he was one of the first people who was telling me about you. Then he started mentioning the records, and next thing you know, I just started hearing this shit coming. Hearing that tag, Mr. Hanky. I was like, okay, there he go again.
Yeah, man.
Another one, baby.
Come on.
Yeah, him, his brother, his sister, like all of them, like they really fuck with me from like day one type stuff. So it's always been the same, you know, since then. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Let's
What was
produce it.
your
We
first-
the good guys anyway? We the good guys.
Hey man, I learned
Yeah.
quickly. Like, whew.
Well, now break down the good guy producer thing to me, Tom. What do y'all mean by that? Because I'm on the outside. I'm just a radio
It
guy.
ain't no beef. We just it's very rare that you just run across a producer who really gonna give you problems. That's kind of why they try to why we kind of get shitted upon. You know what I mean? Not like we
Exactly.
soft. You know, come on, we get
Yeah.
boxing skills and everything. You know, if it comes to
Someone whoop
physical.
your ass in the studio.
But we more of the just laid back. It's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
It's gonna straighten itself out later on, or my attorney gonna get to it. But
Yeah.
a lot of we just don't get caught up into the beef and a lot of the. We don't really raise as much hell as artists do. You know what I mean? We let our management do it. So we really like who can't get along with a producer nowadays? For
Come
real,
on,
you
man.
know?
It's simple.
Yeah.
Hank, what was that first placement that made you feel like you was really in the game, man?
It was a group called Cadillac Boys out of Macon. They were signed to College Park, and D-Lo with Kurt Frost. It's called Never Slipping, and this is like 06, 07. It was a little, you know, regular song at the end of the crunk era. Okay, and it was violent. You know, it was violent as all get out. You know, it couldn't. You know, it started a lot of fights, but literally, I never forget. I was working at General Motors for like 4 months, and I got in the car after the shift, and I turned on hot, and it was playing like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I was like, oh shit, like, okay. And so the next day, I ain't coming to work. I went to the studio.
I don't
I was
blame
like,
that.
yeah. Then a little bit after that, you know, I was working with College Park. Then we got the placement with Jeezy on the Jeezy album.
Okay.
The What You Talking About, that record. And then I started doing stuff with Hurricane Chris, 2 or 3 records on his. So the placements just started coming in.
Yeah.
at that
So
point.
are you telling us that was the end of your 9-to-5 life?
Oh yeah, yeah. I wasn't and I tell people all the
I
time,
was
man.
at GM.
Yeah.
Yeah, at Doraville.
I respect that, bro.
Yeah, I did about 4 months. You know,
Yeah.
I was DJing and going to the studio at night.
Okay.
And then I heard that shit. I was like, I didn't even know how much money I was gonna make off of it. I was like, fuck that. Out. You know what I'm saying? I don't recommend that to everybody, but
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I was crazy enough and laser focused enough to do it. And that was it, man. That was it.
Staying down until you got that hit that could take care of you. What was that time period like, still producing and knowing that you needed to get something that was going to really move that bank account forward?
I mean, it was reality, man. Like, it was it was still, you know, the industry was still the industry at the time. You know, you still had to go through a major to get heard, type of thing. That, you know, the streaming wasn't what it was at the time.
Right.
And I just knew it was reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see a lot of people, you know, they just like, man, I'll just put my all into music. That's cool until you start making some money or getting some realistic. You know, at that point, when I heard it, it was real for me, and it's even real today. You know, that feeling never gets old when you take an idea from your head, you know, and you shoot it to a couple of people. Next thing you know, it's all over the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that shit in regular rotation.
Yeah, you know what I'm
8
saying?
times a day.
You know, on all the stations.
Yeah, it's
You know.
beautiful.
Who were your favorite artists to work with so far, Hanky?
Oh man, all of them really. I never really I haven't had any horror stories to work with nobody, but definitely Soulja Boy,
Yeah.
because he was one of the, you know, he's the first to do a lot of things. He's probably one of the first artists to put me out.
First one on the Hanky track.
Like for real.
Yeah.
Like that was the other record I did. That was one of the first.
I was about to say, specifically, which one you did for Soulja Boy?
It was called Shopping Spree.
Yeah.
Okay.
With him and Gucci and Yo Gotti. And it was on a quote unquote throwaway beat that people might consider that.
Yeah.
And he just called me one day like, yeah, man, I got Gotti, I got Gucci on it. I was like, what are you talking about, man? And he threw it up on MySpace. Anyway, crazy. Like no paperwork, no nothing, but it was cool, you know what I'm saying? And then after that, he's also the first artist told me about Nicki Minaj.
Okay.
That's how I ended up doing a song with her. He did a song with Chingy, Nicki Minaj, and Gucci on one of my beats. And I didn't know who she was. She hadn't even done the Dunk freestyle at this time.
Wow.
And he told me then, he was like, man, she about to be this, she about to be that. I was like, okay, cool. And we did the song, and then about like a month later, she did the freestyle, and that was it.
My God. Speak on a young soldier boy though, man, because I mean he went on to do some major things, and he's still out here raising Cain as we speak as well. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So talk about working with him and what was his creative process like between you and him.
Man, honestly, like I said, when I started working with College Park, it was a lot more structured. You know, working with Yin Yang, you know, they still like was writing stuff and coming up with ideas. You know, like more in traditional sense. With him, he'll be like, "Hey man, pull some stuff up real quick," and I'd be like, "All right, cool." And he just go hit record, and he came out with "Hey you there, y'all bitch y'all," and all that, just random stuff. And I would literally be in there cracking up, and he'd be like, "Man, that's it." I like, "That's it?" He was like, "Yeah, that's it." He like, "My fans gonna love it." So he taught me more than anything. Yeah, he taught me more than anything to like just working with him. I just learned just to go with it.
Yeah,
You know?
that's that young energy, man.
It was extremely young, like fuck it energy. Like that's what we own.
Just even the way he released it, like you're saying, with no paperwork or whatever. Because actually, the industry is moving that fast at this point now, to where oh man, we do the split sheet later, especially if it's an understanding. You know? So let them go, let them do what they do, man, and it might wouldn't have happened like that if you wouldn't have let Youngin press that button, you know.
And him working with him prepared me to work with Duval all these years later. Because the same thing happened with Smile. He literally put out the rough version we had from Patchwork.
Okay.
No mix, no master. He was like, wow. I was like, "What you think about it?" He was like, "Man, they loving it on iTunes." I was like, "What?"
So that came out through what, Empire?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you did good business with them, pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Nice.
Pretty good. So
okay, man, good things about Empire.
Yeah,
man. So shout out to guys in them, but the record it came out and we had to catch up to it.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah.
What is that like having to catch up with that record when it catch fire so damn fast?
I mean, the same thing with this record with Duval and City Girls, because that's like you said, that's the age we living in. Because their record wasn't even out, and it was catching fire on TikTok. It got leaked. It got leaked on the album a year ago.
It's benefits to leaking shit nowadays.
Oh yeah,
it is, man.
Yeah, the whole album got leaked, and all I know is I went on Twitter one day and everybody was like, "Send me the full version of Turkulator." I was like, "What are y'all talking about?" And that's
You didn't even know the song title, huh?
I knew the song title.
Okay,
I just didn't know that it got leaked.
That they even had it. Wow.
Right. And like fast forward a whole year and some change later, like everybody was ignoring all the mentions and all that. And it hit TikTok, and the girl Charlie did a video. She's like the #1 influence on TikTok. And I hit Coach. I was like, "Man, we gotta figure this out."
Yeah, immediately.
Yeah, because she had put it up like
and grew legs.
exactly.
well, it was crazy. I knew it was crazy. I knew it was out of here when she put it up that same day, and I looked at the TikToks had 4.9 million.
My God.
Yeah, in one day.
So answer me this: with the publishing, are they able to go back and recoup them 4.9 million streams, or how does that go?
Yeah, they have to go back and do their due diligence and we gotta do the splits and all that, go through all that. So
yeah.
My God. So now, how do you feel like social media is playing a part as far as breaking records nowadays? Being that you done been through a lot of different eras, how do you feel like this TikTok and stuff is really moving the culture forward as far as being a producer and getting music out here to the masses?
Like I tell everybody, like I hear a lot of artists say you don't need DJs, you don't need a radio station no more, and I don't agree with that, because I think
I don't either.
Yeah, it's as they say, cap. It's all cap, because like TikTok and social media introduces records, it makes them popular, but you still need DJs to support the records.
Yeah.
Because after the challenge was 15, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They not that challenge, they got to play the whole record in the club to keep it going, to keep you booked.
Yeah.
So it's definitely beneficial. It changes the way we break records, but the support is still the same. You still need the DJs. I mean, even the ones in the the sports bars and all that. Because a lot of times you hear these records on these challenges, and the public only knows the first 15 seconds the part of the challenge.
Yeah.
I was in the club one time and they played Soulja Boy Make It Clap, and the whole song started playing, and the girl looked and said, "Dang, I didn't know this was a whole song."
And you know what? What's the song that started off boom doom doo 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 doo?
Yeah, that's what you were just talking about. Yeah.
That's the same with
Who was that?
HD,
HD for president.
Touchdown to Raise Hill. He from
Touchdown
Baton
to
Rouge.
Raise
I
Hill.
heard that beginning part so much to when my niece finally played the whole song. I was like, oh, that's a song.
Exactly.
Because you just kept hearing that part
Exactly.
over and over again to where I was like, okay, well, that's how this shit work.
Yeah.
I'm really a late bloomer when it comes to a lot of this stuff.
No,
Especially
it's-
on that.
No, it's new for everybody, and I think that's why, everything. You got to have the new stuff and the old stuff. That just you can't get rid of the DJs. Ain't no way around it. You still got to go see the Coalition. You still got to go see ATL Top 20. You got to
That's
go
right.
do all that.
All of them, yeah.
know
Pull
what
up
I'm
at the
saying?
pools if necessary, I think.
Yeah, you got to do all that. The pool parties,
Yeah.
all that, man. It done changed. So, because like I said, they introduce it, but they can't sustain a record because social media moves so fast. It's a new challenge every week.
So as far as your project, are you featuring any new artists, brand new artists, or just already known?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm featuring my girl Kissy Lee.
Oh, I
Kissy
know
Lee.
Kissy.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, man, she deserves her break, man.
Come on, man. Exactly.
Kissy Lee
Incredibly
out of here,
talented.
man.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She got it, bro.
She got
the
her
hit.
live performance is hell.
Come on,
Facts.
man.
Oh my God.
And the thing I like about her, she's just a good person.
Facts.
Real genuine person. Out of all that,
Facts.
Yes.
she's really a genuine person.
She
so
is.
she's gonna be all over that thing. My boy Ricky Coins out of Florida. He's dope.
Okay.
I got my boy Saddam Hussein. That's a lot. I got a lot of big names, but I got a lot of up and coming artists too. My boy Will C on the west side of Atlanta. He's performing Deja Vu all the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm reaching
So
out.
you
to
in
them
the
kind-
streets, man.
I'm in the streets. I'm in the
I love
gutter.
it.
they
I
say.
respect that, bro.
know
So
what
let me
I mean?
ask you, speaking of being in the streets, right? And like you say, you be in the clubs. What's up? Are you the guy who come in at what time do you walk in and what time do you leave the club? That's what I've been trying to figure out. What's a good time to go in? And of course, you don't want to hang around till they close. but
Right.
When do you walk in and when do you walk out of there?
It depends on the spot though, man. Like a good strip club, I'm gonna get there early because I ain't trying to be there with all the craziness. They
Right.
throwing $10,000 every song. I don't need all that. They're just crazy. I like to go into the daytime strip club, because it's the same girls dancing in the daytime it is at nighttime, so you can get the same results. But
I can catch the lunch hour sometimes.
you know what I'm saying? Because they go still hear the same songs and they go to other clubs and circulate the song.
That's right.
But like a club, like one of the outlet spots, one of say Compound or the Dome or something, I hit there about 1:30. That at the height of it, see what's going on.
Yeah.
Stayed about 2:30 and keep it moving.
You just said something earlier that made me think. I wanted to ask you, how do you feel when some of these so-called executives want to come to you for your services, and you tell them your price, and they may buck on your price, but next thing you know, later on at night, you see them in the strip club throwing $10,000. How do you feel about that, brother?
Hey man, that's part of this. That's why I'm on what I'm on right now, man. It's crazy. Like you'll see so many times, like they try to, this is $1 trillion business.
Yes.
And the same, artist saying, man, hey man, you charging 10, 15,000, even 20,000 for a beat. That's crazy. And then you go to the club or the strip club and they done spent 60, 80, 100 on some strippers. Nah,
rappers getting 150 a feature right now.
Yeah.
And no less than 80. So yeah, I just found
So
that out.
answer me this then.
And there's nothing against the strippers. Get your money.
Yeah, get your money.
But don't
I got you.
shortchange what we bring to the table because without us, without what we've done, a lot of stuff won't be going on.
Record wouldn't
So-
even exist.
Those features that you say that the artists are getting right now from the rappers, that sounds like the old school producer prices from the 90s.
That's
What
exactly
the fuck
what it is.
happened between the 90s and 2021 that caused the price to decline, fellas?
Man.
Break that down to me.
In my opinion, I think it's the internet because a lot of these guys, and this gonna sound fucked up, but a lot of these people don't have no business doing this stuff.
Oh,
Okay, once Fruity Loops and it became accessible, everything became accessible to everybody. it just became crowded, and you
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
people, you know, they was doing quality work for $25, $50.
Shit.
And then
Yeah.
they come to Toomp or myself and thinking we going for the same thing. And
Hell
so
no.
we like, nah, they were like, well, we finna go over here with a little buddy. And that became the problem, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So-
it got devalued. I would say, yeah. I would agree with that. But I feel like now, when you have the amount of hits that you have under your belt right now, bro, you got a lot of power to really stand on your shit right about now. You know what I
Right.
mean? I'm talking about you have current hits.
Right.
So yeah, man, stick to your shit, man. You know?
How much pressure do y'all feel to make that next hit? Or is it just, if I get a hit, I get a hit, I don't give a damn?
It really ain't no pressure on my end. I'm pretty sure he feel the same way. Like,
ain't too much.
yeah, it's like, you know, when you do the work, it's just a matter of placing it with the right person when you come in contact with them. You know, like when did like all the stuff he did with Ye, I'm pretty sure he had the concept of what he would do when he got with Ye, and you see what happened.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah, I prepped for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it ain't necessarily. Sometimes you might not have the beat done, but you've done it mentally. You know what I'm saying? To think, okay, this what he needs,
Yeah.
or this what she needs. You know what I'm saying?
So now that you have some success with the City Girls, are they shopping with you on some more? Are they getting any more hot joints from you?
Oh yeah, I got a couple of records I already sent over. I think they cut a couple of them already.
Okay.
And Coach, you know, been in contact with Coach and Brandra, the A&R over there. So yeah,
It's good.
Yeah, definitely.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward, man.
What part of this industry has made you the most excited and enthusiastic? Because in any career, you always have those things that happen to make you say, hell yeah, that's what I'm doing this shit for. What was that moment for you, Hanky?
I mean,
question.
it's always. I'll never be like, oh, I'm just used to it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, it's always a blessing to when you go to the BET Awards and you see City Girls come down from the stage and be like, dang, that's where we at with it.
Yeah.
Like, it went from that to that. That's okay. This is incredible. You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing because a lot of people don't realize it takes so many things to play in your favor to have a quote unquote a local hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never take that for granted.
Okay.
Because it's just a lot. Like, I've seen it. This person. Somebody got a bigger song than you at the time. That just is what it is. But it's just so many different variables that it takes to have like local success. So let alone nationwide, worldwide success.
Okay.
Can y'all both kind of break that down and speak to the person that's watching this saying, oh shit, they got DJ Toomp and Mr. Hanky and this motherfucker. I'm about to learn so much from these guys this night.
There's a few things I was thinking about asking them. So first of all, how long you been producing?
Officially since my first big place, I want to say about 06, 07.
Okay. What was your weapon of choice? What were you using? Or are you still using that now?
Nah, at the time I was using the Phantom X6 and an MV8000 by Roland.
I remember that.
Yeah,
both of them.
They came out their version of MPC.
Okay.
And I was also using the MPC 2500.
Okay.
I was using Fruity Loops. I was using Cubase. I was using everything.
Yeah, I went through everything myself.
Yeah, you
so what
got
you
it.
using now?
I'm just using Pro Tools right now. Pro Tools
so
and
you-
what's the other one? Ableton.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm loving the work, man. It's coming out great.
And I think, like I tell people, I started using Pro Tools to produce because a lot of times when I would transfer files from, what I was using, sometimes it lose the quality. Sometimes it wasn't exactly on. The latency would be off depending on what program you're using. So I just
haven't
started.
experienced that.
Yeah, it's
That's
crazy.
not
But you know what? It might have happened. I didn't notice.
I'm pretty sure it happened.
Yeah, I've been on Studio One lately. That's been my weapon of choice.
I like
Yeah.
Studio One.
It's pretty friendly with hardware too. Like you say, the Phantom X6. That's what I'm still on. I still use that sometimes, but mostly software.
Yeah, that one
good,
and Personas. Yeah, they make that one right. Yeah. So yeah, but Studio One's dope too. I just haven't had a chance to really dive into it, but yeah, I'm hearing great things. I think what's my man Mercy? He used that too.
Yeah, Mercy.
Yeah,
No
Mercy's
Mercy.
dope.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
Mercy.
Exactly. When it comes to this game, though, fellas, I mean, this game from every point of this music industry can be tried. But at any times that you were like, fuck this shit, Hanky, and you were like, I'm about to go back to gym in this motherfucker.
I mean, you had
That's a good one. Yeah.
I mean, you had your times where you be like questioning yourself, like, all right, man, I don't know, this shit ain't making sense. But you know, you just gotta, you know, it's you gotta keep going. You know,
How do you persevere during those times? Because see, it's somebody that's going through that right now. And they thinking to themselves, they at that crossroad. They like, either I'm right here, but I'm so far away,
Still so far away.
and I just want to quit. But I know I need one more, and then they drop another one, and they don't do shit either. So what do you do to keep your mind protected, to keep from going crazy during them times?
I do a lot of self-reflecting and self inventory. Like I really, I'm one of the people. I keep it real myself, and then I keep it in other people.
Yeah.
And I be like, yo, that shit was whack, nigga. Like
Yes.
you went out tonight, you see what they on, they ain't on that. You know what I'm saying? So
Boy.
you know
They
what I'm
cussed
saying?
yourself the hell
That's
out.
real shit then.
Yeah, for real. You got
The
to
first
really,
person you got to be honest with is that motherfucker in the mirror.
Yeah.
you got to.
You know what I mean?
Because at the end of the day, man, like that's really what it boils down to. You have to look at yourself, and you know you're trying to get some stuff to little baby, but your shit don't sound like what
They on.
what he
Yeah,
on.
on that wave. Yeah.
So it don't make sense, and that's why I start.
But then you done made songs that are hit songs that don't sound like nothing else that's out at that time. So how do you mind trick yourself to say, this is the time where I need to go with the flow, and this is the time where I give them a twerkulator?
It's like it's almost like that's where the DJ part come into play. You know, sometimes like if you're a DJ, you playing stuff that you know what's going on, but sometimes you got to play stuff that they don't even know they want to hear.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like they ain't heard Planet Rock in a minute.
That was
Yeah.
what I was just about to say.
You know
When
what I'm
that Turkulator, how many songs had to get cleared in that?
At least two.
It's a
Percolator,
Percolator, yes.
and Planet Rock.
Planet Rock. So it was just those two.
Those two.
That's
But,
good. Okay.
But the thing that held it up for the longest was Kraftwerk has a lot to do with Planet
Planet
Rock.
Rock. Yes, they do.
Yeah,
that comes
so-
from Trans Europe Express.
I had no idea about it.
Oh, word?
I had no
How
idea.
young are
about-
you, man?
I'm yeah.
You see how I asked you, right?
Yeah, so I'm old enough to know, but not old enough to know
Okay.
that part. You know what I'm saying? That part of it.
Yeah,
And,
I got you.
When Coach hit me, he was like, "Yeah, Kraftwerk." I was like, "Who the fuck is Kraftwerk?" And so,
Out of Germany.
yeah,
Damn.
they're like a electronic group out of Germany,
Yeah.
and they're responsible for a lot of the samples you hear.
Yeah, a lot
like
of
came from them during that whole Booty Shake era, Egyptian Lover.
Yep.
All of
Damn.
them. Yeah,
And they was using computers before anybody.
yeah,
Yeah.
And this was like in the 70s.
Damn.
Yeah, I had to go do my research. Like, you know, coach was like, "Man, go research them." I was blown away.
Tour de France. You know how you start hearing people breathing on tracks? Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
that was them. They
Yeah.
they came with that whole breathing on a track and everything.
My God.
Crazy.
So
Kraftwerk.
shout out to them for finally clearing everything.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Shout out to Kraftwerk.
How long did that take? Because I think it's only two of them living right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Man, look,
Kraftwerk.
to tell you how long it took, we recorded Twerkulate in 2019.
Wow.
That's how long it took.
Wow.
Y'all recorded Twerkulator in 2019.
Yeah,
And it
2019.
took that long to clear that joint.
Yeah.
Talk to me, Hanky. What was that time like? Cause you like, I gotta hit on the City Girls, and it's 2019, and
Hey, it was one of them things, like it was supposed to come out on City on Lock.
yeah,
And because, you know, we hadn't had that cleared yet, it wasn't gonna come out. And then some kind of way, their whole album got leaked. The first draft of the album got leaked, and Twerkulator had to be on there, happened to be on there. It was 4 other songs that weren't on the official release, and Twerkulator was one. But out of all the ones, that's the one everybody been asking about.
Were you there when they recorded?
Nah. It was, you know, we 2020 when everybody moving, so
Yeah.
it was emails and, you know, text messages and all that.
It's just very rare. I just want to see would that be one of those rare occasions where you there while they track it out.
it's very rare to actually be
There
in the
while
studio.
they
Like
record.
when I first started, that's what it was
That's where we
mandatory.
come from. Yeah.
It was mandatory. So that transition, that was the biggest challenge to me because I'm used to being hands on
Yes.
And it's like, nah, don't say it like this. Nah, we're gonna do it like that.
Yeah.
You know, but
and on the other side of that glass, yeah.
yeah, but
What
I was hands on for Duval's. You know, we record all that, but
Okay.
yeah.
Were there any songs that you got back? Because when you take me there, I'm just thinking about myself in front of this Mac and just hitting play on that email. So how many times did your heart warm and how many times did your heart drop getting that email back?
Which one? Oh, well,
Any one of them.
Oh, there been like I ain't gonna lie. Even when I did the Walk Around the Club, Fuck Everybody song when we first did the first draft of that with the group, Solace. We weren't necessarily. I mean, it was a cool record at that time, and I remember when Trill and Prince came up, and you know, it was just a cool record. Nobody was really pushing it, nothing like that. And they did their version too, and I was still like, okay, cool. And I started getting calls from people from Dallas, that whole Midwest area. That's like, dog, this out of here, it's out of here. And we started getting the remixes from everybody. But that's just how it goes sometimes. And honestly, we really don't know, especially in today's time, man. You might think a record is gonna be crazy, and you know, you be like, oh, this is that and the third. Perfect example was Soulja Boy. On his second album, they did a song called Yamaha Mama. It was him, Sean Kingston, and Chris Brown. And everybody's like, man, this gonna be the one. This gonna be the one.
You got all them three superstars, them elements. That
Right.
don't mean it's gonna come out as a diamond, baby.
Right.
Yeah.
And the record that went crazy was Gucci Bandana.
That one.
Turn My Swag On.
My God.
Those are the two. Of course, Kiss Me Through the Phone. That went crazy.
Yeah, that was a big record.
But these weren't records that we thought was gonna be, you know, amazing. They just kind of popped on their own.
The reality versus the fantasy of the music industry, though, Hanky. For you, when you got into the game early on, you fresh out the band, you like, I'm just trying to make it do what it's supposed to. I got my 4-month job at GM, but I'm about to go over here and do it full time. I got these
4 months.
Come on. You got these big dreams and aspirations, and then the reality started to hit you. What were some of the fantasies that were realities, and what were some of the realities that you were not prepared for?
The biggest thing I wasn't prepared for was the shift that happened. This whole digital thing.
Oh, the digital, yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta keep in mind, like, when I started working with College Park, you know, producers was getting 50, 60,000, you know, a whop, you know what I'm saying? Before the album came out, because you gotta understand, like, the albums was shipping out platinum based on the artist.
Yeah.
So that was the money already in the bank.
We talking about physical copies.
Like
So you could actually audit that. So that's why they was able to pay that type of money
Damn.
and pay $1 million for a video, because they knew that, oh, well, for all these orders we got, yeah, it's gonna be gold within the first 2 weeks.
Right. So you went from that to it being a crapshoot to where, you know what I'm saying, you just don't know.
Yeah.
And you just don't know when. You can't predict it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that was the, you know, the fantasy part. Like, it was getting into it, you know, working the way to get into it, and it just shift overnight like that. And what's crazy, I had a front row seat because Soulja Boy was really responsible for that shift. Like, he was the first artist that I saw do. I ain't know nothing about YouTube.
Yeah.
None of
All
us
that.
did.
Yeah.
And he did a show we went to, and literally he went and uploaded the whole show, like in 5 minutes of us being on the bus. I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Man, it's YouTube, man. My fans waiting on them. Fans waiting on them." And so just seeing that whole go from
Exactly.
that to that and having a front row seat for it. He's like, "Well, I thought it's gonna be like this." Like, nah, it's going to some new stuff.
Boy,
Yeah.
show and improve. He stand on it too, boy.
Yeah.
I love the way he stand on that.
He
Like,
loved
well, I
it.
was the first one doing that shit.
He was.
Yeah.
And it's
I
funny.
respect it.
It's funny, you know, he says it in a comical way, but he's dead
Telling
on
the damn
every time.
truth.
The damn truth.
Speak about being a forward thinking in this industry and how important that is to get around that curve before folks even realize that the curve is coming.
Man, it's crucial, man, because you'll get caught up. You know, you'll be a mad rapper, you know, a mad exec, you know, just like when he came out, you know, everybody was mad at him, but as you see now, that's the way it goes. You know, we're now people getting plaques off of streams now. They're not even selling. I haven't. When last time you seen a physical copy?
I ain't seen it.
Right. Of anything.
Yeah.
you know. So you got to think next, and it's I think they're doing the NFTs now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
What you think about that? Because I still ain't
I'm
got
about
down
to
to the
say,
bottom of that shit
Me neither,
either.
bro. I'm about to say, I'm still scratching my head
Y'all
on
need to
that
draw a
one,
stick
bro.
figure and
Hey,
say this
man.
the Beehive NFT.
I'm going. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to school now to just sitting down with people and finding out what's going on. I'd be crazy not to.
You say you going to school?
Yeah, I'm just
You ain't getting there because
Oh, okay. You say
Yeah,
you're just
just-
doing your research
Yeah,
on
I'm
it
doing my
now.
research
Okay,
on
okay,
it just to
okay.
see what it is, because obviously,
Gotcha.
this whole Bitcoin thing came out, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I would have bought in when it was just $500.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and you
Me
both.
too,
Yeah.
shit.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah, when you hear the NFTs, you be like, okay, I'm not gonna miss the second bus,
I
man.
can't, man.
I'm coming back around again, and they let me know a year ahead of
Come
time before
on.
this bus come back around. Yeah, I
Come
wouldn't want to
on,
miss
man.
that either.
Yeah.
So yeah, I need to do a little more research. I feel you on that.
Yeah, so I'm you got to be open, man, and just as hard as it is, man, like the rules change all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Now, this album that you're about to drop, man, is this your first time putting together a full project for sale, or had you did any mixtapes or anything prior before this?
Yeah, this gonna be the first official one.
Okay.
Yeah, first official one.
Okay.
And what would happen was I actually been planning on this since like 2013.
Okay.
Ooh.
But every time I would get a record, the label would call like, man, we really need this for a single. You know what I'm saying? It's that much of a hit. And I like, okay, cool.
So how did you keep them from doing that? You just stopped letting them hear everything?
That part, yeah, right.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So even if, like I said, even the twerker letter didn't get clear, with them, I was like, I was still hitting them
it's
up
gonna
like,
happen.
yeah. So can I get the record?
Yeah.
I was gonna
Yeah,
put a whole nother beat on it, type thing. But
Okay.
like I said, yeah, that's basically what happened.
I can dig it.
Yeah, man.
And I'm just getting into this album before we get up out of here. What do we need to be expecting, though, Hanky?
It's just a lot of different vibes, man. A lot of party music. I got a couple of lyricists gonna be on there, but just getting back to the essence of having a good time, man.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Independent?
Independent, yeah.
Okay,
As of
nice.
now, yeah. There's a couple people interested, but we keep it like that for right now.
Yeah, I'm about to say that was gonna be my next thing. How you feel about just having that, just maybe distribution, maybe, right?
Definitely distribution.
Okay.
Definitely distribution.
Okay.
But
Still
definitely,
being a boss.
yeah, man. I mean, because it don't. I mean, we live in it's crazy, man. Like coming up during that era, and just everybody needing a label, leading the label. It's like it's crazy now. You got a little bad behind it. You do it yourself.
Yeah, that's real. And then they get into this 360 thing where they want to tap into whatever other success that may come with that. Yeah, that's a little.
They want the DNA.
They
Yeah,
want
there
everything.
you
They
go.
want your
Whoa.
kids, your firstborn. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
You have kids, by the way?
Oh, nah, not no.
Oh man, yo.
Well, not yet. After this
good,
song
then.
right here, get ready, brother. Probably
Hey,
got
man,
about 5 on the way.
Bro, keep them things on and keep banging. You know what I mean? Luckily, I just got
Hey,
one, but I'll tell you,
Hey,
man,
man.
stay on
I
it,
got-
bro. I keep that thing on, man. Yeah, that's beautiful, man.
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. I'm focused.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I see how my brother and them be out here. It's crazy. I just seen the thing about Future today with the girl.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard when you got those baby mamas and having to juggle all of those
you
different
got so
relationships.
many, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You talking
Yeah.
about dealing with the personality of the parents and the kids as they get older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they start understanding what's really going on. Yeah, that's a lot of
And
balance,
you got to make
man.
time for all them folks.
Yep.
And you
Yeah.
Future.
So, and that's the thing about it. From him being who he is, I'm wondering what time do he really even have to clear his head of, when it comes to that type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's gonna be a problem somewhere with all them. You
Come
increasing
on.
their chances of drama.
Exactly.
So many baby moms and kids.
It's crazy.
Unmarried. Ooh.
Yeah, so I'm just living my
It's
best
heavy.
life.
Nah, I'll do that.
I
man.
don't blame that.
Yeah.
That's good, bro.
What you got to tell them fans, and how can they contact you, Hanky?
Oh man, just appreciate everybody, man, supporting all the records. And they could just hit me on Instagram, Mr. Hanky B, AMRHANKY BEAT, and just hit me up in the DM. I get back to you.
I can
Okay.
dig it.
Yeah, man.
One more question. As far as promoting your album, so you're gonna be walking in the clubs, meeting these DJs yourself, huh?
Oh yeah,
There you go, man.
Old
I love
school
that.
with
Do
it,
your
man. Come
footwork,
on,
man.
man.
Yeah,
Come
man.
on,
Some cats
man.
be sending their team out there and shit. I'm
Nah.
like, no. DJs respect when you physically
Yeah.
come in there. Hey, oh
That's
shit, that's
real.
him.
Yeah.
Shake their hand,
That's
buy them a
real,
few
though.
drinks,
Yeah.
and kick it.
Come on.
Thank you,
Don't-
man.
don't
Yes,
nobody
please
wanna-
bring that
yeah.
element back, bro.
Don't nobody want to feel like they working for somebody or they just sending a representative.
Yeah,
you know, that
man.
just it's so impersonal and
Yeah.
it's slick, disrespectful.
It is.
You know, I know you can't be everywhere, but at least come by. You know, have a drink with them, kick it with them real quick.
Yeah.
You know, reciprocate it.
And then the thing too is from us being the actual physical creators of what we have or what
Yeah.
we do, it's like it's even room for bartering to a certain degree.
Come on
Exactly.
now.
Like you say, we're so-called throwaways. This DJ might tell you, boy, my little son, boy, he popping, he got 50,000 followers. Oh, you know what? Let me send your son a folder. We'll talk about the other shit later on.
And
You know what I mean?
And like you said, his son might mess around and make your next big hit.
Boom.
Come on.
There it is. So yeah, man.
That's simple.
Boy,
I'm
good
with
to
it.
see you out there doing it like that, bro. We're
Hey
proud of
man,
you.
I owe all of y'all, man. You know, you, Smurf, Jermaine. A lot of people that did stuff in the city. I learned just watching y'all.
Yeah. What part of Atlanta you grew up in, by the
Oh,
way?
East Atlanta.
Okay, East Side.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, East Atlanta, Moreland Avenue. All that
Nice.
stuff. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey man, I'm proud of you, man. I'm loving it, bro.
Hey man.
You know the
Wanna
love
hear
is in the
more.
room,
I want to hear
Hanky.
more, man.
Come on, man.
Already.
We got to get in the studio too, man. Whip up
Yeah, I
some
love
stuff.
collabing, man. That's fun. That's beautiful.
ASAP.
I got some. I can dig through the crates and pull up a few joints. I'm gonna tell you what'll help too, cause from me still using that Phantom,
Uh-huh.
I can replay a lot of stuff that we made. Cause I can listen to each instrument, and like I said, a lot of stuff will be replayed.
Right.
We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm with
that's
it. I'm with
wicked.
it.
Yeah.
I need to be there to hear it. Beehive Radio shouted. DJ Toomp, Mr. Hanky. We gone. Holla.
Yes, sir.